For AI, my introduction is artificial intelligence. It used to seem futuristic, but today it actually has deep roots going back over 70 years. The term artificial intelligence was first introduced at the Dartmouth Summer Research Project in 1956. In this group project, we will learn and understand the development of AI and how its evolution relates to human aspiration and technological milestones. AI is very, very useful today. Many companies use it, businesses, schools. AI has just become very prevalent in our lives. And it's helpful. Sometimes it's helpful and sometimes it's not. AI can be used in fake ways. AI can be used in good ways. But with our discussion with the group project, we will find out the different aspects of how it developed and why it was created.
Okay, getting into a little bit what happened at this AI milestone. In 1965, a group of scientists gathered at Dartmouth Summer Research Project, where these scientists discussed one important and event changing question: can machines stimulate human intelligence? So, at this meeting that was originally organized by John McCarthy, um, uh, together with the other scientists, they created this proposal about having a future where a computer can mimic a human behavior, such as reasoning, learning, and solving problems. So they started to think about how every aspect of learning and any future of intelligence can be described so precise that even machines can understand it and even simulate it. And this is then later what they proceed to test out during this project. And since they created this project and started this meeting, and this is something that we then um, refer to as the founding of AI as a field, but also where the name artificial intelligence was firstly introduced.
All right, so whenever it comes to who's involved in this Dartmouth conference, I found four major people that were the main people involved with all the different discoveries and how this was organized. First off, the most important one that I found was Dr. John McCarthy. He was the primary organizer of the Dartmouth conference, and he was actually coined with the term, or he did coin the term artificial intelligence. And so I feel like he seemed to be one of the main people involved in it and was very important to the entire conference. And then there was Dr. Marvin Minsky, who him and the next one I'm going to talk about were both co-organizer and proposer for this conference. And Dr. Marvin Minsky, he moved from neural networks to start working on symbolic AI to help with this conference. And then Nathaniel Rochester is the other co-organizer and proposer, which at the time he was an IBM engineer and he helped to co-design the IBM 701, which was another very important system at the time. And then finally, the other person that I found that seemed to have a very big impact on the conference was Dr. Claude Shannon. He was known as the father of information theory, and he used different AI research that he had done previously to further the research that they had in the conference and to help it become more involved than it would have been before. So for me, those were the four that I'd found that were the most important.
Why was this moment groundbreaking for AI? This was the first instance of the term artificial intelligence being coined. This allowed this new field of computer science to emerge with new ideas and research for machines that can think. This also allowed for previous ideas and research around this topic to finally have a field to put into. This conference was the first agreement on what should be researched with this new field of computer science. One of the research items being natural language processing. And the third reason being that this conference allowed the two founding fathers, or one of the two of the two founding fathers of AI, Alan Newell and Herbert Simon, to collaborate and create the logic theorist. which wouldn't have been possible or less likely to be made without this conference.
1956, they correlate heavily between how the Dartmouth Conference was mainly the birth of AI research and the theory of around AI. But however, they had problems with insufficient computer power at the time, considering it was in the 1950s. They did not have the technology to see their ideas come to life. And that's where the rise of machine learning comes into play, because the rise of machine learning marks the shift from theory to actual use. It is more results oriented. You see it with advanced processes like automation as well. Also, the AI that was designed during this time, they were taught for algorithms that could learn patterns over time and teach themselves how to evolve and how to become better programs overall. So, with those similarities, it represents the evolution of theory to practice mainly. And the Dartmouth Conference really was the spark of all of these ideas. And now in the 2000s, we were able to see it come into use with machines and all of that.
So I'll be comparing the Dartmouth Conference in 1956 to IBM's Deep Blue chess victory over Kasparov, who was a Russian grandmaster chess player and was considered probably one of the all-time great chess players. He beat Bobby Fischer in the World Championships and some other really, really great chess players. And the Russian Chess Federation is considered to be one of the most rigorous training programs, and they produce some of the best chess players in the world. So when we're comparing the two, we're looking at why the Dartmouth Conference was more impactful. And the reason for this is because all that IBM defeating Kasparov proved was what we basically already knew what AI could do by that time. We knew that it had all of the thousands and millions of games of chess memorized and was going to be able to easily defeat Kasparov, even though Kasparov believed he would win. And it lacks the same originality that the Dartmouth Conference had, and it's also just more of a symbolic victory, the AI was able to defeat one of the best chess masters. It was a Russian chess master. It was good for American politics. It was more of a symbolic kind of circus kind of game. And the Dartmouth Conference is providing us with it's critical in shaping the future for AI, and it's fundamentally changed how we think about AI, and it's completely defined a new area of study. So the Dartmouth Conference was pioneering, and the IBM defeating Kasparov was the result of that pioneering.
Now I will go into the conclusion for my part of the project. So in conclusion, the development of AI systems formed intelligence, autonomy, and adaptability for whatever we're trying to do today. It's pretty much been wedged in all aspects of our lives through technology, through our phones, through platforms, through social media, through different avenues that we communicate, businesses communicate, and just personal relationships communication. So present AI systems have been embedded to learn continuously and respond in real time. AI is very much useful, helpful, and efficient in today's world. That is the conclusion of my part for our group project.